Hi there, laddies and lassies. Welcome back to my car shop. Apparently, I feel like I'm on a pirate ship. I don't know. We received a box in the mail today, and we're going to open that box up and show you what we got, and then we're going to move forward on what I hope is the most exciting episode we have ever done here on the channel. So, yeah, let's just get after it. And by the way, I am Mike, and this is my car shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Cars Shop.
Whenever we receive packages, I try to open them live on camera, and of course this is something we ordered. I do have some stuff that was donated to the channel here that I don't think I have it out here yet, but I am going to be opening that and sharing that with you as well. It's some little sneak preview with some really cool stuff for the shop. Maybe we'll do that when Mark gets here this weekend as we're working on, I don't know, we'll do it sometime. But right now, I'm opening this box from Bangor, Pennsylvania. I assume that's how it's said. We say Bangor, Michigan, and it's Bangor, Maine, so I'm hoping it's Bangor, Pennsylvania. Not sure, but we have a box of bubbles. Tiny bubbles in the box make me happy. There's a gasket. More bubbles. Smells rather gaseous. Must have eaten beans. Well, look at that beauty. That, my friends, is an original carburator for a 1926 Oakland. Look at that baby. That's the mixture screw. It's beautimous. Throttle blade works well. Much better condition than the one that was on there, that's for sure. Let's take it over to the car. Come on, let's go. So, if all be well, and I don't know what I did with the gasket. I thought I brought it, but I might have left it over there. I don't know. But regardless, this unit will go right on there, and we're just going to compare it against Dad's drawing here, and well, it's the same flange pattern, so that's very good. So we're going to stop right here for this moment, and it's going to be about 14 to 18 hours for me to get back on this, but when we get back, it'll be just like a snap for you, and Dad will be here, and we're going to work on getting this bolted up to the car, and well, we're just going to do some stuff and hook up some gas to it and maybe crank this motor over and see if it possibly, maybe, could go boom. Okay, so off camera we went ahead and got the belt and the fan and all that stuff put back on that we forgot to do before we put the radiator on. So that's done, and we're good to go there. All we got to do now is get the carburator on and then put some fuel in it and make sure we've got spark, and well, maybe, just maybe, we're going to be making some noise. That's a little exciting. All right, so we're going to get this little bubby bolted on there. See what happens. The first thing I see happens is the bolt I have is too short, so we got to find a little bit longer bolt. Apparently I grabbed the wrong bolt. All right, so the issue is that this carburetor flange is a lot thicker than the one that was on there before. So I got to get a longer stud over here as well. Now that I got this starting to snug up, it doesn't like it. I can't fit a nut on it. So all part of the charm and the fun. Okay, we got a longer stud in there now. So we've just got to get the nut on this side. There we go. Very good. I went back and found a stud off of a small block Chrysler set of heads that I had that fits good, so it should run a lot better now. I have a lot more power. And we have a carburetor. Now the next thing we're going to do is figure out how to hook some fuel line up here so we can feed some gas to it. Although I could take the top of the carburetor off and pour gas in it. I think we're going to try to fill the bowl naturally. And yeah, we're really close to trying to start this thing. Doesn't seem real. Okay, so we checked the timing, got spark again, just did all that off camera because we've already been through it. So I'm going to fill the fuel bowl right now, just get some gas in the carburetor. Okay, looks like we're full. I saw it come squirting back out of there. Yep, that means the needle and seat is shut. No idea if our mixture's right. Our choke is shut, so I'm going to squirt some gas in the carburetor. We have the fire extinguisher handy. I guess let's do it. You want to crank it?
All right. What's that?
Yep. Let's double check and make sure we got spark. Go ahead. We don't have any spark. Did the wire come off the positive post in there?
The red one?
Yep. Oh, never mind. I didn't have it on out here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Well, that was a good chance to prime the cylinders with fuel. Go ahead. Very good. Go ahead. Let's try it. I got to figure out which way is wide open on this throttle blade. I think we're flooded. I think this choke is it's sucking gas out of the carb, and I think we're flooding it. So I'm still not sure. Let's see. I got to think about this for a second. Which way does that throttle come? Can you step on the gas pedal in there? Is it stuck? There we go.
Oh, that's the gas pedal?
Yep. So when you step on it, okay, so it was holding it wide open out here, which I thought by the accelerator pump, but I wasn't sure.
Pushed it down and it stayed down.
That's fine.
Up back down.
Yep. Okay. Ha! We sent that carburetor to Wayne, and it had the ball on it to hook the gas pedal up. No big deal. Okay, go ahead again. let me think about the timing here. Almost feels a little retarded. Okay, try that. Go ahead. Let's go the other way. It's all by gosh and by guess, but go ahead. It's not getting gas. Go ahead. Don't hear any knocks. Okay, go ahead. I bumped the coil wire with my hand. It's got good spark.
Oil pressure out.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Now, I want to take a look at the plugs and see how wet they are.
All right. Any danger of overheating that starter?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, so it'll be all right for a while, but it almost took off. I just don't think it's getting enough gas. So.
Not enough to sustain it.
Right. Yeah, they're dry. At least that one is. I was afraid I was flooding it. Ah, so close. Just pull out another random plug here and see what we got. Coil's warm. I guess I should probably disconnect that. I guess that's the other thing is well, I know we got good spark because it zapped me really good. I bumped that stud right there.
Oh.
That one's wet. Really wet. Probably a little flooded right now. I really soused the gas to it there at the last. So. Okay, let's go for it again. Let's make sure we got our. Okay, hold on. I think we're going to pull the plugs and see if they're all soaked. It may just be flooded.
Yeah.
Okay, so we took a minute and just pulled the plugs, blew them all out, blew some air in the cylinders, put a little gas in each cylinder. We had one plug wire off we didn't recognize. So I think we're ready to try it again.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure we got any spark. Okay, go ahead. Good, we got spark. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to check this plug and see if it's firing. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's got good fire on that one, so.
You're puffing anything out of that cylinder with the plug off?
A little bit of gas, but you know, it's because I squirted some in there, so it's probably flooded still. Wish I could get this thing to be open down here. Okay, there we go. I just jammed something in the choke. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead again. Stop. We're not getting spark to all the cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1 is sparking, but I just checked number 6 and there's no spark there, so we got something else going on. All right, little diagnostics and we'll be back. Got no spark, hold on. Is it still hooked on the battery in there?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I'm not getting any. Okay, we're good. I'm wondering if I don't have good contact out here or something. Okay, go ahead. Try another one. Okay, go ahead. We're not getting spark to all the cylinders. It's there, but it's really weak. Okay, go ahead. It's great spark. So I got a feeling that it wasn't a spark issue. I wonder if we're still flooded or we're not getting enough gas. I'll check another one the same way. But when I did it like that, snap, snap, snap. So, oh, I got another one off back here. This one's out. Kind of pain in the neck. Freaked myself out there a little bit. Okay, we got it to fire again. It's got a little starter buck now, but go ahead, Dad. Stop. Battery's getting low now. Ah, it tried to fire again. Crazy thing. Go for it.
All set?
Yep. Oh, what's smoking? Oh, the car's smoking from running.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we actually ran it enough to smoke now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going, yep. It's running, sort of. I had the choke held shut. I don't have enough hands to run the throttle and everything, so.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I hate to put too much more timing into it, but I feel like it's maybe a little retarded.
Is there fuel in the
In the bowl?
bowl?
No, there's not. That's a good point. You can fill that up.
Because it might start drawing from
Right.
there rather than having to go on the spring.
Right. Good point. Just I'm so used to it leaking a lot on the floor before we get.
Yeah.
Okay, it's full and the float level just came up, so. It's gonna leak out faster than we can burn it.
You might have to regulate the throttle then too, right?
Yo, I'm doing both.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's almost like it's flooding. I got the plugs loose yet. They're not tight. So.
Yeah. So is it possible, do we need to check spark on all those?
Yeah, we probably should.
Because it might be that's not firing.
That could be. Yep, good point. Well, we've had a lot of fighting going on with this thing, and I haven't videoed everything, partly because I just needed to concentrate. We have it really close to running. We feel like at this point we need a fuel system, so I got out my little portable fuel tank. I've got that plumbed to the carburetor. We're running it off 12 volts right now because the 6-volt battery just isn't keeping up with all the cranking we're doing. I did change out the coil so that we're not in any danger of damaging the original coil. And all that's hooked up right now is the starter, which will more than handle the 12 volts. It's actually easier on the starter. And the ignition system, and that's it. We had issues with points. We've just had a lot of problems, but slowly we're getting there. We've got good consistent spark. It's run for 2 or 3 seconds, but it's just not running completely, and I think it's because it's updraft, and we just need to have that carburetor fuel system hooked up to be able to draw off proper fuel. So Dad just got back with gas, and we're going to get it hooked up here and hopefully running soon.
Got any Alka-Seltzer? I got gas.
We may have discovered why it's not running. Muffler was plugged solid with carbon, and I'm guessing that the tailpipe is plugged solid with stuff. I cut a hole in the muffler because the muffler is shot anyway in the back, but we think the engine's not breathing and can't evacuate, which is why it starts to run and then just quits. But look at all that, and some of that was the reason. I mean, the idea came, and then we crawled under here and looked, and some of this was already on the floor, so it had been blowing out a little bit, but there's tons more in there. I just went in and blew a hole in the muffler right there, and you can see the baffle inside. We're hoping that'll be enough. I may need to cut the pipe off, but I'd like to leave the pipe alone so that we can put another muffler on it at some point here. But we're going to try this and see if it can breathe enough to go. And my guess is the tailpipe back here, it's about a 1-inch tailpipe. I would bet that thing is plugged solid with, who knows, from mice or chipmunks or, I don't know, just, I'm guessing. Listening to it run, the little bits that it has run, it's like it's choked down and it's quiet as a church mouse, and it just dawned on us that that's not right. There has been a lot of work that happened, and this is the break between day 1 and day 2. I came back out the next day and worked on it for several more hours. And so that's where this video is picking up right now, with me working on it. And Dad was not able to be here because he had other places to be. We're really close. We think that we may still have a restricted exhaust issue. It's like it starts to run and then just chokes out. It's not very loud even though the exhaust pipe is cut off. So the next step, we will be taking the pipe off the manifold, and then if we still don't see improvement there, we will pull the manifold off of the engine. However, I don't think it could be completely blocked because we do have good vacuum, and I don't believe we would have good vacuum if the exhaust was overly restricted. I think it's restricted enough to keep it from breathing properly, so it starts and then kind of dies down. There's a couple other things I want to look at. We also have new cap, rotor plug wires, points, condenser, and other things coming. So there's a lot going to go, but I think we've done enough for an episode here. I had like 6 hours of video. It's taken me a long time. That's abnormal. It's taken me a long time to edit all of this down to what you're seeing today. And I think we're just going to stop there and do this as hopefully 2 parts. But I've been busy doing other things and just have not been able to get back to this again for a little while. And I don't want to leave this footage just sitting here. I want to get this video wrapped up and get it out to you because I know so many of you are anxious. I'm really excited with how far we've gotten, and you got to remember that we've got rings that have been bathed in oil for 70, 65 years until Grandpa died. When we pulled the oil pan off, if you've seen those episodes, it probably had 16 gallons of oil in it. I'm exaggerating, but not much. So those rings are gummy. So that's part of it, is it's going to take a while for the rings to come around. This is a little different than your normal will it run where you go out and pull it out of the field after it's been sitting for 30 years and squirt some oil in it, dump some gas in it and get it fired up. We've had to be very cautious. We've had to replace parts because of rust inside the engine. We're really concerned about saving this engine. So I'm not saying there's anything not real world about that. But this is real world where we're trying to save this thing and not have to go through and rebuild it and spend the $8,000 it takes to make this motor completely fresh from top to bottom. It should run, it should be good. So far as we can tell, there's no knocks. I checked the bearings. What I'm hearing, it sounds good. So we're getting there. Really being cautious and well, just one step at a time. So, all right, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, rock!